Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Iweala. It's been almost a year of absence and a holiday for us. Yes, COVID-19 happened and we had to take a break and take a step back to reflect on what we should be doing, especially for business in 2020. But thank God we're back, still in the same year. Well, COVID is going away and we are still here. It's a program that will look at a lot of things concerning business in the last few weeks. We don't go months, we'll go weeks. Remember that Global Business is now on Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. on your same channel of choice, AIT. Welcome again. Join us as we go on this ride together.
Talking business means breaking new grounds,
pushing forward, creating new frontiers, expanding your horizon. A global stage for global business.
It doesn't come in a day or in months. Sometimes it takes years, but surely a network connects the dots to create a new haven for money, stocks, markets, technology, and skills, birthing on a global stage for global business.
Today, Nigerian university are not able to carry out any research because they don't have the fund to do this kind of work.
So it's not just enough to say that I'm growing. People need to feel the impact of that growth. And that's why I said that.
Global Business with Iweala.
Now on Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m.
on AIT. Global Business. Everything business. Today we go memory lane. 5 years ago, May 28, as Akinwumi Adesina was elected as president of the AFDB just after its 50th anniversary.
I want to assure you that as a governor of the bank, I will be president of the bank, I will be a responsible president. I will be a hard-working president. I will be a focused president, and I will be a president that will work with you together in a cooperative manner to build on the excellent work that President Kaberuka has already left us. He left a tremendous legacy.
Let us look at what Akinwumi Adesina has achieved within 5 years of its presidency. The bank has achieved huge developmental results. The bank has helped to support 18 million people connect to electricity through Light Up and Power Africa. 141 million people gain access to improved agricultural technologies under Feed Africa. 13 million people benefit from private sector investment projects under Industrialize Africa. 101 million people gain access to better transport services through Integrate Africa. 60 million people benefit from improved access to water and sanitation under Improve the Quality of Life of the People of Africa. In October 2019, the bank successfully completed a historic 125% general capital increase, thus increasing the authorized share capital of the bank from $93 billion to $208 billion, the highest in the history of the bank since its establishment in 1964. The AFDB's concessional window, the African Development Fund, was replenished in December 2019, donor contributions to the ADF 15 increased by 35%, which will make more funding available to support low-income countries and transition states on the continent. This is in addition to all the support the AFDB is giving African countries during this pandemic of COVID-19. Nigeria alone is benefiting $1 billion from the AFDB.
Have you missed out on any of the editions of Global Business? Then what are you waiting for? Visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Global Business on AIT, to catch up on all episodes of Global Business. Also, do follow us on Twitter at Ime Ohio and our Facebook page, Global Business on AIT, for more info on global business. You can also send us a mail, globalbusinessonait@gmail.com, for feedback and enquiries.
Who is afraid of Ngozi Okonjo Iweala? Maybe a brief inquest into her background will make us understand who she is and why she is a threat to some. Ngozi Okonjo Iweala is a Nigerian-born economist and international development expert. She sits on the boards of Standard Chartered Bank, Twitter, Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunizations, Gavi, and the African Risk Capacity, ARC. Okonjo Iweala was born in Ogwashuku, Delta State in Nigeria, where her father, Professor Chukwuka Okonjo, is the king or Eze from the Obahai royal family of Ogwashuku before he passed on recently. She is married to Dr. Ikemba Iweala, a neurosurgeon. They have 4 children, 1 daughter and 3 sons. Previously, Okonjo Iweala spent a 25-year career at the World Bank as a development economist, scaling the ranks to the number 2 position of Managing Director, Operations, that is between 2007 and 2011. As Managing Director, she had oversight responsibility for the World Bank's $81 billion operational portfolio in Africa, South Asia, Europe, and Central Asia. In 2012, she was a candidate for president of the World Bank, running against Dartmouth College president Jim Young Kim. If she had been elected, she would have become the organization's first female president. She also served 2 terms as Finance Minister of Nigeria, 2003 to 2006 under the leadership of President Olusegun Obasanjo, and 2011 to 2015 under the leadership of President Goodluck Jonathan. She is currently the longest-serving finance minister in the country, having served for a cumulative period of 7 years. During her first term as Minister of Finance under President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, she spearheaded negotiations with the Paris Club that led to the wiping out of $30 billion of Nigeria's debt, including the outright cancellation of $18 billion. In 2003, she led the efforts to improve Nigeria's macroeconomic management, including the implementation of an oil-based fiscal rule where revenues accruing above a reference benchmark oil price were saved in a special account, the excess crude account, which helped to reduce macroeconomic stability. During her campaign to become the next Director General of the WTO, it was revealed that Okonjo Iweala became a U.S. citizen in 2019 after spending several decades working and studying in the U.S. Given the ongoing trade tensions between the United States and China, Chinese trade experts commented that the disclosure will be a contributing factor in shaping China's attitude towards her. In June 2020, President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria nominated Okonjo Iweala as the country's candidate to be Director General of the World Trade Organization. She later advanced to the election's final round, eventually competing with Yoon Hee. Ahead of the vote, she received the backing of the European Union for her candidacy. In October 2020, the United States government indicated that it will not back Okonjo Iweala's candidacy. The WTO, in its formal report, said Okonjo Iweala clearly carried the largest support by members in the final round and enjoyed broad support from members from all levels of development and from all geographical regions, and has done so throughout the process. However, why is the US opposed to Okonjo Iweala's candidacy? A senior US official said the US had opposed the candidacy because she has no background in trade, having spent most of her career at the World Bank, and because the WTO shouldn't have moved forward with her candidacy when there was not a consensus in support. The United States said it supported the election of Korean Trade Minister Yoon Myung-hee as the next WTO Director General because she's a bona fide trade expert who has distinguished herself during a 25-year career as a successful trade negotiator and trade policy maker. The statement said the minister has all the skills necessary to be an effective leader of the organization. This is a very difficult time for the WTO and international trade, according to the U.S. statement. There have been no multilateral tariff negotiations in 25 years. The dispute settlement system has gotten out of control and too few members fulfill basic transparency obligations. Well, the US did not mention Okonjo Iweala. It, however, said the WTO is badly in need of a major reform. It must be led by someone with real hands-on experience in the field. Does the US have any grounds, really, to oppose Okonjo Iweala's candidacy? November 9 is the date of decision. We shall know. It's just a few days from now. On behalf of Nigeria and the global business team, we want to wish Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo Iweala, Nigeria's sole candidate for World Bank President and now WTO Director General, a whooping success as she clinches the job on November 9.
Talking business means breaking new grounds, pushing forward, creating new frontiers, expanding your horizon. A global stage for global business.
It doesn't come in a day or in months. Sometimes it takes years, but surely a network connects the dots to create a new haven for money, stocks, markets, technology, and skills, birthing on a global stage for global business.
Today, Nigerian university are not able to carry out any research because they don't have the fund to do this kind of work.
So it's not just enough to say that I'm growing. People need to feel the impact of that growth. And that's why I said that.
Global Business with Iweala Uhiomokai.
Now on Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m.
on AIT. Global Business. Everything business. Okay, welcome to Global Business Talking Point, and today we shall be looking at the issue of business of theater. In fact, I have an investment banker here turned theater practitioner. He's going to be telling us why he left investment banking into theater. In fact, it's I'm sure it's a story you want to listen to because he loves money. And I'm talking about someone who is popularly known, especially in the Lagos axis, as the Duke of Shomolu. He is Joseph Edgar. Joseph Edgar, thank you very much for joining us on Global Business.
Thank you very much for having me. I hope I'm being heard.
Yes, you're being heard. Now, tell me, because of course, I'm in Abuja, you are in Lagos. That's why we need to do. Tell me, the first question. You were an investment banker, for heaven's sake. Why did you leave investment banking, which is business, which is money, for the theater?
Okay, let me first correct this because a lot of people get to say this about me. I've not left investment banking. I'm still in investment banking. I have an investment banking firm called Hamilton and George. So I'm still in investment banking. Now, investment banking is the intermediation between demand and supply. So that's what I'm doing in theater. Just I've been a producer. Trying to intermediate between those who have the talents, do you get me, and those who have the funding, the capital, do you get, to see those talents come to the marketplace.
Now, the issue about theater, you have done about 5 productions, isn't it? Can you run us through some of those productions that you have done?
So the first one was Loud This Fast with Alibaba, you get, and then we had Isaleko. We did it twice. Isaleko was celebrating Lagos at 50, you know. And then we had the very seminal Obaishubai. Obaishubai was a production that had to do with the Jew Waterworks in Lagos. A lot of people don't know how that Waterworks came about. Do you understand? That play, signposted that Waterworks, also showed the issues we're having in Nigeria today with the kind of leaders that we're having, showed in that period, in 1930s, 1920s Lagos. Okay? So that was Obaishubai. And then after that, we had the risque threesome. Why is it risque? Because it dealt with life issues. It dealt with issues of infidelity in marriages and relationships, and the role of social media you get in relationships in society today. So after threesome, we had Emota. Emota was the official play of National Festival for Arts and Culture in Benin. It was 150 people on stage. It was crazy. It was mad. So it happened in Benin and also in Lagos. And then we also had Aremu. Aremu is the one that depicts the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. That was going to show in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, but only did the common performance in March. So we kept it cool because of the pandemic. And we're hoping that once this is over, we'll bring it up again. Because it's a huge production. It's not a production that we can just put into play. We have to make sure that we are able, to overcome whatever we're going through health-wise before we can put that kind of large production on stage again. So in the interim, we're having one we call the Duke Has Gone Mad Again. So this is a podcast satire that deals with all of my writings during the pandemic. So I address a lot of issues in that production. You get issues of politics, issues of health, issues of economy, issues of life. Do you understand? And all of that. So that's coming up this December in somewhere in Ikoyi. So that's what we've done so far.
Thank you. Now, I'm more interested. I'm happy you say you are still an investment banker, which means that you still think about the money. Now, tell me, what is the money? I mean, how is the money in theater?
Okay, so the money in theater, a lot of people tell that, they don't make money in theater. Well, that could be people being the kind of society that we are, and not wanting the tax people to chase them. You get be a little bit funny, or people not really understanding how to lock opportunities. You get in platforms like that. Do you understand? But as an investment banker, I see those opportunities, and I know how to exploit those opportunities, and I also go for it very quickly. So the money in theater is really not in the ticket sales. It's not in the ticket sales. Yeah, it's on the upside. Like I said, the demand and the supply side of the whole thing. Do you understand? So as a producer, I must be able to perfectly situate the vision of the play. You get the vision of the production. You get in the mindset of those who have enough resources. You get to support it. Again, so that's where the money is. And if we say that the entertainment industry is worth about 3 trillion today, I want to safely say that Nigerian theater is about 10-20% of that. Do you get 10-20% of that? So if we're seeing production budgets move from almost nothing to about 100 million per production right now. I just told them that I put 170 people on stage in Benin. That's not beans. You get so once you are able to situate the vision, and then the market can see, the market can benefit from, the market can really understand. You get how to benefit from it. The market will fall through. Now this takes me to where the kind of problem is how my directors. So my directors will come and say, "Oh, Edgar, this actor is brilliant. This actor is rich, is phenomenal. His voice quality." But the question: can the actor sell tickets? Is the brand interested in the actor? Can the actor reach the demographic the brand wants to reach? Are you getting me now? So when we're trying to cast Aremu, Olusegun Obasanjo, we had a major problem with my director, Professor Ahmed Yerima. You get Professor Ahmed Yerima wanted a classically, technically powerful actor, but I wanted a character that could resonate in Abeokuta because the play was going to come up in Ogun State. And we're trying to get the Ogun State government involved. We're trying to get companies that are in Ogun State who are selling products to Ogun State involved. So we needed an actor who could front for them, who could take them into that marketplace. So whether that actor could act or sing is not my problem. Make him sing. Because the most important thing is that he must sell that beverage in that marketplace. Are you getting me now? So as a producer, as an investment banker, I know that I must oversell.
I was basically saying that this, would you now advise that actors who are good should make themselves more likable and more
how will I put it? They should be more business-like. Would actors make themselves more marketable?
Yes, they can. Because there are two things here now. So there's natural talent, are you getting me? And then there's the image of it all. Yes. So the image of it all could be deliberate to make them more acceptable to certain markets.
Yes.
Do you understand? So the way you push yourself on social media, the way you carry yourself, the kinds of initiatives you lend your voice to, you get your personality, you get that would better position you in some markets and makes it very easy for a producer to sell in some markets.
Now let's get straight to the real business, because you have been talking about marketability and you have said you are playing in the big league. The numbers. Yes. Let's look at the numbers. Yes. What are the numbers like for you?
Do not forget that Nigerians like complimentary tickets. So I tell you confidently now that 50% of tickets at the box office are complimentary. Do you understand? So if a sponsor supports you, you will send complimentary tickets. You get booklets of tickets to their board. Especially your production is very beautiful. Like a motor is very beautiful. So we had a bank giving money. Everybody on their board came on complimentary tickets. And you see that the other benefits that comes with it. Are you getting me now? So the figures you get are actually on the left-hand side, like I've been saying here since.
Yes.
You get, so you oversell. So you have a budget of X. So you go and look for X plus, because that's where you make your money, not ticket sales. Nobody makes money on ticket sales. You can't. I've never. You get. So I'll give you figures. I'll give you one figures now. You get. I spent 37 million on a motor in Lagos and Benin. And I sold 800,000 at box office. That's why I don't want to have partners, because no partner will believe it. The place is filled to the brim. We turn back 200 people. 8 shows last December. We turned back 200 people who had paid. We funded money.
It was only 800,000.
800,000 naira.
From 37 million. That's a massive loss if it was to depend on ticket sales.
On tickets. You will just go to jail if you're going to go and borrow money to come and do it.
So what did you actually make?
No, I can't say it on air. You want to kill me with security in this country? I'm happy.
Okay, give us an estimate. Give us an estimate of what actually, I mean, people will want to, the essence of this is to encourage people to begin to see the
okay, let me tell you something. You see, the only limit to making money in theater that I have seen is time limit. Do you understand? So I normally give myself 90 days to raise money for all of my production. That means I can keep raising money until that morning of the show. Are you getting me now? So once that is done, there's no limit to what you can raise. Do you get? There's no limit to what you can raise. You can raise 2 million, you can raise 600 million, raise 700 million. There's no limit to what you can raise. Depends on your aggression, depending on your market savvy, depending on your network. You get depending on the product you're selling. There's no limit.
Everyone still depends on sponsors, even big time theaters.
Everybody depends on sponsors, but that is the differentiation between me and the rest. That's where I want to go next. So I've done this sponsorship game, do you get? But I'll be a fool after 22 years in investment banking and still be this sponsorship game 4 years after my foray into theater. So I'm trying to put structures in place that will attract patient capital and run it like a true firm with corporate governance in place so that capital is no longer an issue. I don't have to run to sponsors. So sponsors cannot come at my own pace. If I'm going to play at the level at which I want to play as a serious theater producer that's going to make a mark and employ thousands of people full-time and create opportunities for a whole range of sectors, services, hospitality, real estate. I get me now. I cannot live on sponsorship. I get me now. I cannot live on sponsorship. I have to mirror what the companies on the stock exchange are doing. Get on the stock exchange, raise capital on the stock exchange. Are you getting me now? Equity capital on the stock exchange. Use that capital. Build a structure that people can invest in that has real life tangible assets in it. Are you getting me now? Do my productions. Have a structure that can host other productions. Open up revenue streams. Are you getting me now? So at the end of the day, my investors have their so sponsorship will now come at my pace.
We will have to stop there for this interview. It's been wonderful having you. In fact, the the ideas are so rich and so novel. That's
Thank you.
Very good. I will say kudos to you. I wish you all the best. Thank you. We've been talking with Joseph Edgar, who is popularly known in the Lagos axis as the Duke of Shomolu, a name he has got for himself because of his foray into the theater world, not just as a theater practitioner, but as a businessman and an investment banker. Thank you very much, Joseph, for talking with us. We'll hope to talk to you some other time. Maybe when you have that structure, then you come and pay us to do something wonderful on that structure. Thank you very much. You know that Global Business is a magazine program that brings you a potpourri of a lot of things. And so I hope you got what you need for your business and moving your business to the next level in this episode. Join us again next week for another edition. I am Iweala. And remember,